The Joker's Table. Long fabled to be a connection to the people that we've lost, or the things we've lost. It's a deep canyon, various biomes inside, various beasts. Some friendly people, some not so nice. It's the Joker's Table. Welcome on in. As you can see, I've got a unique setup here. I kind of did it like last minute. Hold on, there we go. I'm using both webcams today. So what is the Joker's Table? It's a tabletop RPG I've been developing using Blackjack. The document has been in the Discord for a bit. And I made some songs. You're hearing one right now. I quite like this song. So yeah, it's Blackjack, you know. We were playing it a bit on Blotcha, right? So, you know, I'll do like this, you know. Oh, good hand already. And then, you know, here's the dealer. And then, you know, you decide, do you want to hit or stand? And then, you know, you don't do it, probably. And then, wait, it's to 17 to stand, I believe. Oh, well, it would have been a bust anyway. But, you know, the idea is pretty simple. But, you know, to vary it, I have a lot of information here as to, like, how we switch up the game and all that. Hold on, I'm going to adjust this real quick. Can I make this a little higher up? I'm using my other stand here. I think this is a pillowcase. I think that's good. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's that. Let's go over some of the stuff that I've made so far. Okay, and then are you? We're all caught up now. We understand. Oh, Jailer, welcome in. Welcome on in. Hello. Let me shout you out. Let me guess. Left 4 Dead? Never mind. Okay, and it's a little funny you've come to this stream where I'm using Persona font quite judiciously. And it has to do it's called the Joker's Table. So yeah, this is a tabletop RPG I'm making right now where, you know, you play Blackjack. Oh! I did put the Jokers in this deck too. Let me give a little like background about this. How long ago was it? Not too long ago. I was like, hey, is there like a poker based like D&D thing? And TP was like, yeah, there's one right here. It's called Deadlock. No, it's called Deadlands, I think. Deadlands, Bedwetter. What is it? Yellow Bedwetter. Deadlands, yeah, where magicians cast spells with poker hands. So this is kind of like in a similar vein, where every time you want to do a roll, you'll either do two things. I call this a single deal, where you just play with against yourself here. I had to avoid saying play with yourself. So you know, oh, that's pretty good. You pass the check, right? So there's that. We'll have a discard pile over here too. And then there's a versus check where, you know, you reveal your hand, and then the dealer, which is typically going to be the DM, will show one hand here, right? And then, you know, you'll play it out. It's like, I could hit. Like, I can get a 21 right now. That's pretty good. I'll stand, you know. Hold on, the music's kind of loud. You know, I'll stand there. That's pretty good. That's a 19. And then, you know, okay. 14, got a hit. Bust. So, you know, you win that exchange. So that part's pretty simple. But the confusing part is when you add like, how do you make this like a tabletop RPG? And we'll kind of go over what I've made here. This is a Google Doc. Again, it's on the Discord. So the setting. I kind of prefaced it. It's like a big canyon, right? A bunch of monsters are inside, and why do people go inside? It's because every character lost something important to them. Is that open? No, it's not. Every character that you play as lost something, and they want the chance to, see it one more time, or at least like have it again. But you can't, because they've decided, yeah, let's have this dude guard the way, Jack. I decided to take TFP's advice and change the name of the the guardian that protects that area as Jack instead of Joker, because everyone's gonna say Joker or like, I don't need that. It's, at most, Joker's table I think sounds cool, so I'm keeping it. So here's the preface. Again, this is on the thing if you'd like to read more about it. But I haven't really developed the world yet. I'm wondering, do I kind of just leave that open? Like, I haven't really played a lot of tabletop RPGs. Tabletop. I had to do the Sonic check, the Sonic Unleashed check right there. So what you'll need a 52 card deck. Put the jokers in. I should probably put that down. Add the jokers to the deck. So I don't have 2 decks. At least I don't. I think I have one downstairs. But one deck would be used for like deals, and then the other one, there's other things that require cards in this, so it'd be kind of ideal to have 2. And I said, we're not gonna use a D20. I do have one, but instead we're gonna use like, I have dice here. So when it's needed, I'll put it here or something like right there, and then there we go. Something like that. And then I thought this was neat. Poker chips, I think, is kind of a cool way to show like your health, right? So everyone would be around the table. They'd have like stacks of chips. Shoot, I haven't decided what currency. I just write it down. I don't just write down the money you have. I don't know. I'm going with G as the money. So this here is kind of a preface on what you need, and then it'll kind of tell you the flow. I'm gonna develop this more, the flow part. I think. Here's some terms, just in case people have never played Blackjack before. I mean, it could be true. So I don't want to be like, oh, well, everyone knows it. It also has some of the terms I've made, like gateway to the lost. Hit is not something I made. I don't know how I said that. Single deal versus deal. I just mentioned those, right? Character creation is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm thinking this is more about the gameplay and less so the roleplay, but it's gonna be there, the roleplay for sure. So you got some of your typical stuff. Name your character, give them an age. What did they lose? Kind of talk about who they are as a person, who they identify as, stuff like that. And then you'll obviously want to keep track of all this other stuff. Level. Patron suit is an interesting thing I thought of kind of recently. Proficiencies, inefficiencies, these are like your skill check thingies. Just so then I actually have like a way to facilitate that. Inventory. Weapon. Weapon is interesting too, because there's 3 types of weapons, and then you could just say you have anything, but they'll all work the same for the most part, like I really want to have a character that does fisticuffs, but oftentimes in D&D you're at a disadvantage when you don't have an actual weapon in your hands. So I thought let's just make it so then you pick a weapon class, and then you could say what the weapon is, and then we'll just work with that. You know? And you could be wild too. It's like, yeah, I have a bow. It's a physical weapon. I just go over their head with it, you know? Leveling. So leveling. Let me talk about some of the mechanics here. Ideally, this is not a long kind of TTRPG. Maybe like a 2-session, 3-session thing. You start at level 1. The cap is 20 to level up, and then every next level up is another 10. Each encounter, you get 10 experience. If you fight a boss, you get and win, you get 20. And then let me add here a caveat that this is a good stream if you like hearing me type. So, you know, this is to fill in that roleplay part, because not everyone, maybe people don't actually want to be so involved with the combat. They just want to they like the setting or something. So there's that. Health, everyone starts with 20. Every time you level up, you just get 5 more. And then I noted here, if you have poker chips, use them to represent player health. So here are the classes, okay? This is where it starts to get a little complicated. So I'm going to kind of showcase how each of them works. And I kind of want to I'm open to more ideas for this too. Because, you know, I think there's a lot of stuff you can do with manipulating how you play blackjack. So this one is, okay, once per deal. Let's do like a, what do you call it? A versus deal here. What do you call it? I called it. What am I talking about? Okay, so, you know, you'll flip. Hey, that looks pretty darn good, right? Select one of the 2 cards. So I'm gonna take this one, the king, and separate from the hand. Then the game will play out normally. Okay. Oh, okay, good. And if I succeed, right, I heal this amount, and thankfully I just did, right? It's a 19 versus a 20. So you can pick someone, you can heal someone as well. For how much? 13 damage. So that's pretty good, right? If you fail though, I would take rounded down, so I would take 6 points damage. I'll take 6 damage from failing this. And then I noted in the... Hold on, I gotta close the window. The lawn mowing starts around this time. Typically, I'm not the one. I should mention, we finished Fire Emblem, and that's why I'm streaming again on Friday for now. Oh, the song just played. Oh yeah, I played during the stream intro, it's fine. What was I saying? At level 5, you can upgrade between 2 of the options. I'm not showing this. There we go. Level 5, you can upgrade between 2 options in their class. Can I zoom in a little? There we go. That should be good for the stream. Okay, what am I saying here? Yeah. At level 10, you get to pick both. So, going back here. If you fail, so say, you know, right? You don't hurt yourself if you fail this time. You don't take 6 points of damage. That's my idea. And then the upgrade B, if I succeed, go back to this kind of scenario. I roll a 1d6. Well, that sucked. But, you know, you supplement your healing. In fact, maybe, you know what? I kind of want to make this... Let's make it 2d6. Because some of the damaging, I realize, scales up pretty highly. Depending on what enemy you're fighting, so... Okay. There's that ability. They're called the Caretaker. They think of others before themselves. Whenever you pick a class, consider how it, like, maybe ties into your character, too, you know? Is my idea. Like maybe this could be like you want to play a guy that's like Kiryu, you know? Kiryu's always like this martyr kind of guy, so that fits. Martyr, not smarter. Okay, here we go. Chancer. This is a pretty simple one. Once per deal, instead of hitting with a card. So hold on, let's just play it out. Oh, oops. Well, okay. Well, they have that. Okay, and then we have the same. So, you know, let's see. That's 13. So a good dice roll would be pretty substantial here, right? Like a 6, and then you add that to their hand, right? Yeah, I did it. So that's a good number. That's 19. And then oops, that's less. So I know I'm stumbling over my words. That's it really. One of the upgrades is they can add another dice. So say they weren't happy with this 19. No. Oh wow! I actually got it. That's a 21, right? And then upgrade B, you can re-roll 1 dice during a deal or during combat order, which I'll talk about later as well. So you know, it's like, see, I didn't roll that 2, and I got a 3. I could re-roll that once. Oh, and fail. So this one is very straightforward, I would say. It's one of the least complicated ones, I would say. Here's one that's complicated. This one's complicated. This one is called Doubter. Doubter. So they're you know, if you're like me and you can't make a decision, this is a good class. So here we go. Let's do a deal again. Let's do a proper deal this time, you know. Oh wait, I got it. Okay, no, we're good. Okay. All right, that's good. That's too good. Let's assume that I still need to do this ability. Okay. Once per deal, the player can see what the next card would be if they hit. So, I want to hit. I want to get an ace, right? I could peek, right? Then I could decide not to take it, or take it. I don't want to take it, so that goes back on top. I think. I need to decide that. If they stand, this is subtracted by 3, so yeah. Remove 3 from this, so it's now 17. And now they're gonna take it. That's like 14. Yada yada. So it's kind of just like a peek. And it kind of goes in your favor too if you know that the dealer will bust. So it kind of lets you decide, yeah, I want to stand. Let me add the hand. The player can decide if that card is discarded or is added back to the top of the deck. Okay. So let's upgrade that. I can see the second card too. So let's say, you know, let's just do single for now. Ooh, oh, well, I want that. But let's say we can seek the other one too. And I could also do this during what do you call it? Someone else's turn. But then if I do that, then I can't what do you call it? I can't use it again until one more after this one. One more round. Let me kind of rephrase this. Oh wait! I misplayed this. Okay. This is what you see, right? This lets you see this card too. So you use this, and then you can be like, okay, I can kick their ass, you know, kind of thing. So that's how that one works. Okay. Hey TFP, I've been kind of going over the class effects so far. So I'm kind of explaining one of the most complicated ones, the doubter. This one lets you kind of see what's ahead, and you can decide to take it or not. Ability B, upgrade B, over here. If you stand after seeking, so like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Discard that. I don't want. You don't subtract this by 3 anymore. And then you could see one more card if you'd like. But then, you know, it's kind of just like that. So this one, I think I need to refine the language a little on it. But it basically plays like a spy kind of character. I like Maximalist. This one is very simple as well. So at the start of the entire game, there we go. You pick a number from 1 to 10. Then you can always add that to any hand until after, but then you can't use it again until 3 more deals happen. So let's say, for example, I like the number 3. We're going with 3 here. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 to that using Maximalist. Then it'll go out as normal, 14. Bust. But you know, then you can't use it again. This setup is still kind of weird for me because like I'm using my other table, my check it outs table, my afternoon atelier table on this side. What am I saying now? Okay. Upgrade A, you get to pick another number. So 3, 7, you know, I think those are pretty good ones to have. Or 5, 7, 5, 3, 5. Hold on, let me see here. Hold on. Once per deal, they can pick between either number to add to the hand. There we go. So, you know, you get that one. Upgrade B is a simple one. You get to use it a little more often. So that's that. Again, kind of simple one. You just had to write down the number you pick. Opportunist. This one's another crazy one. This one's like you all know Tetris, right? This one's Tetris. So at the start of the deal, you get to pick a card, reserve it. You can use it in a future deal. You can't re-add it back to the hand. Hold on. Yeah, kinda. But not the deal you reserved a card from. I think that makes sense. Again, I'd like someone to... If you can phrase something a little better, let me know. Because again, one of my weakest suits, I say this all the time, is my ability to explain things. Anyway, we're reserving that for the next deal. So let's play this out normal. Oh, that's pretty darn good. Okay. 18 over here. I need to also like figure out how to show this. I know Roll20 has like a playing deck, but like I feel like that's unwieldy on how I want to do it. So. Okay, that's a bust, you know. But you keep this 4. This 4 stays in your hand. Then the next time it's your turn. Oh well, that's a game over. You lose. It's just like Counter-Strike. Thanks, Carl Tom. Did you log into Tom's account, Carl? This means you just lose. This is a critical failure. So let's pretend that didn't happen. I don't want that. Oh, these are too good. Okay, there we go. Okay. What the hell? I do. Okay, so say now. Okay. This is the turn. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. If I add the 4, maybe. I don't need to add the 4. Okay, you can see that the opportunist has a hard time playing the game. Uh-oh. Howdy. Welcome on in. I haven't touched Blockland in years. I'm a moderator there. On the unofficial. It's an unofficial one, by the way, folks. So then... We're doing like a weird table tennis tabletop. I think this is the first time someone's like joined in from that server. So howdy. I know things have been a little spicy. I did peek in. Sure, I don't really moderate, but I peek and go like that, and I don't say anything. All right. What are we doing now? Okay, I still gotta explain this thing. You could reserve at any point. So say, okay, here we go. Oops, I busted. No, I didn't. So that's how that one works. You could reserve that, but then you have to stand afterwards. So it's probably better to do that, right? Kind of like that deal. Alright. Okay, so then the other one is you can reserve another card. But you can't reserve more than once a deal. You can play 2 cards, though. So say, you know, your hand looks like this somehow. Then you add that, and that's pretty solid. Okay. Have these made sense for people who've been like, here? Which one would you pick, also? You know, something like that. Yeah, okay, what else? Struggler. This one's let me see here. I don't remember this one. Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm shuffling. I'm not really good at shuffling. I don't do the cool, like, shit, you know? I'm wearing my tarot card shirt, by the way. Doesn't really fit this, does it? Okay, anyway. Struggler. Wait, got a hand. That's pretty good. Got a hit. But you know, I could have got a 10. You can choose to discard that and then get another hit. Or you can discard any of these, really, is the idea. Well, that was worse. And a lot of these have a cooldown, so you'll have to keep track of the cooldown, too. Okay, so if you get upgrade A, you can do it twice a deal. Say, okay, let's try again. Try again. Fuck. You know, kind of deal. I realized the issue, one of my vernaculars is just saying, you know the deal? That kind of deal. Deal. And then everything you do in this game is a deal, so doesn't really help me. And then the other one is just a cooldown. So those are the 6 classes I've made so far. I would say if I were playing, I would probably pick Maximalist, just because I kind of like the idea of always having a number to depend on. But I was thinking of another one too, because I'll work on this one later, or later in the stream. It's say you got 2 9s, right? you can actually split it and then play both, you know, like that. And then if you hit with both, you attack twice that turn. But of course, the issue is you need to get a split to begin with, right? I like that one. That one's definitely going to be one I'm adding. We can think of another. If you can think of another one, let me know. All right. Another thing you do is you pick your patron suit, right? So you resonate with a certain suit. This doesn't really affect like the deal. So like oh I got 2 spades. That means I become Goku. Each one just has a little effect. It's just like a little way to have characters vary even more, So hearts, you recover 10 hit points after every battle. Clubs, you get a little more experience, so you kind of speed up over others. I might change that to add a different thing. But I don't know. These are meant to be short anyway, so. Spades, you add more damage to an attack. It's very minuscule, honestly. Diamonds, so I think these are a little skewed. If there's a way to balance these out or like adjust them, let me know. Because right now, I think if I were to pick one, it'd either be hearts or diamonds all the time. Like spades, I don't think is substantial enough. And I don't want to do another. I don't want to make it so then you just add another dice to your attack. We'll talk about weapons right now, actually. What's wrong with this? Does? Why would that be does? Can be used to damage does or heal foes. What? I'm smarter than you. Okay. So you just pick a weapon class, and then you just stick with it. So your weapon could be anything. It could be, you pull your sock off, and that's your weapon. I don't care. Oh yeah, and it's magic. So magic, you roll 2 so say you succeed on a deal, okay, that looks pretty good. What does the dealer get? They bust, right? Magic, you would do this. You would just roll 2d6, and then you could choose to heal or damage. Physical, you just +3. Like that. That's 8 damage, right? Ranged is the interesting one. So this is why I would recommend, if this was ever run, to have two decks. So you would roll a dice, right? And then you would add this to your damage. Right? So you do 5. That's I think that's pretty straightforward, honestly. The most simple part of this game is just doing damage calculation, I think. Almost dropped all my cards. But had to play 52 card pickup. That's the final boss. You just play 52 card pickup. And if the dealer grabs more cards, then you lose the campaign. Proficiencies. These are to kind of, add that roleplay part that I really haven't thought much of, admittedly. I've been more about the mechanics of the game. So you can select 3 to be good in, and that makes skill checks easy, or by 3 points. So say, here's a hard skill check. You need a 20 or 21. So this is 17, right? If you're proficient in that thing, then the check is lower by 3. So this would be a pass. If you are inefficient in, the skill check becomes harder by 1 point. So, you would have to get a 21 in something you're bad at. No problem. Let me see here. So these are just stuff that are typically in other games. Again, I'd like input on what to add. Medicine, quietness. Quietness is stealth. Resolution is kind of, I don't know, just I won the argument. Sense is just perception. Threaten. World is like kind of knowledge of that's a good way to phrase it, I think. But there's other ones too. Here's an example character I made. Desmond Strait. Is that a little on the nose? You know, they're a bounty hunter. They lost their partner. They decided they want to say some final words. Put their you know personality here too. Level 1, struggler. You can write down the abilities here. Cooldown. I'll probably make a sheet for people to kind of work with better. I don't know how you inject a sheet onto Roll20. If anyone has that knowledge, let me know as well. Like the revolver kind of makes sense for like a bounty hunter, right? Here's their stuff. Maybe I'll add also like you can start with something in your inventory too. Like one is a trinket, and then the other one is like a item of utility, so like a potion, stuff like that. Okay, we've kind of already gone over the gameplay mechanics, but here it is again, right? So there's just some caveats here. Aces are 1 or 10, 11, you know. Dealers have to check if they have a blackjack already. Red Joker is an automatic success. And in damage calculation, it gives you the highest one. Black Joker is, you know, critical failure. You'd also get a critical failure. I can't speak today. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Then again, it's only been talking for 40 minutes so far. I'm giving a class seminar here. Happens very. I feel like this is kind of too rare. But if you get, you know, 2 2s, that's a crit fail. I forget if I note what happens on a critical failure. Let me check. Hey, Pixel. I don't know if you've been here earlier, but I've already kind of gone over some of the class ideas. That's the part I kind of want to carve out the most, like adding at least how many roles are there typically in like a tabletop RPG? Because like right now I have 6. I think I'm at most 10 maybe. I gotta think about what critical failures do. I need to write that down somewhere. Let me hydrate. Yeah, my voice is already tired. I do a lot of streams where I explain a lot of things. Despite me saying I'm like not good at it. Okay. So one day I'll just get like a felt table, dude. It'll be so killer. Play Yu-Gi-Oh on the felt table, man. Okay. Combat. We kind of already talked about combat too. So this is just kind of explaining what I've already explained. Oh, here we go. Critical failure. You gotta take 1d6 damage. If the defender gets a critical failure, they'll take 1 more dice damage. Okay, wait. It's telling me I spelled stuff wrong here. What's no, I don't agree with that. No? Why are these wrong? Okay. Experience happens after an encounter. You give yourself the appropriate one. If you dealt the finishing blow, you roll for each enemy and boss fought, and then you see if you actually got something out of it or not. I have some examples of combat here that I've already done some. Skill checks are also here. These are the recommended ranges for like how hard or easy a check should be. You will tell the player if it's a hard or an easy check, and then they'll do it. So, oops, shit. That's a pass for a medium check. Not a hard check, though. Just stuff like that. Dilapidated. Okay, there we go. I'll agree with that one. Dilapidated is better than dilapidating building. Okay. So yeah, nothing new here. Travel, though. I need to kind of hammer this out more. So, you know, I'm going to make a map kind of thing. Each time you can move to one. Like, so you start here, come over here. You have to do 2 encounters here to move on to the next space. And every time you do a travel, you have to do a travel check. So you have to medium check. So it has to be an 18 or above, right? Or what was it again? Yeah, 18. It has to be an 18 or above, or else you take a bit of damage. Ah! Let's make it a little smaller. 3 points of damage. Because I think a lot of people are going to fail these, even at a medium check. But it's supposed to kind of emphasize this is a harsh environment. You know, there's stalactites coming out. There's all that hoo-ha. Oh, I made a song for travel, too. I made 2 songs for travel. One is an old song that I repurposed. The other one is a new song. This is the new song. You know, let's go, you know, it's supposed to kind of be a little lighthearted, even though the area kind of stinks. And I think it's because, like, you kind of go in there and it's all new, you know, so I kind of wanted to emphasize that feeling. Here's how encounters work. So you move here, then you will roll 2d6. I rolled an 8. So we will fight 1 boss, right? And then we will roll over here to see what kind of boss we fight. Number 4, and then we gotta go skip a bit. I don't have a 4 yet. But you know, each boss has each enemy has a different, like, idiosyncrasy about them that's worth considering. So it's kind of to make it so then each weapon type has, like, a reason to be, for example, and stuff like that. So, Death's Door. If you lose all your health, you're at Death's Door. You're incapacitated, you can't attack. Everyone is at the Death's Door, you lose the campaign. If a battle's won or you flee from it, everyone gets out of that state, but they only have 5 hit points. You could try. Here's, I think, a neat thing I thought of. If you want to try to revive, high or low? I think high. Okay, high or low? I think high again. High or low? Low. High or low? High. And then one more. High or low? Low. Darn, I don't revive. I was killing it there, right, though? So that's, like, you know, you only get to try that once. And then here's some caveats. You can revive with a red joker. You just fail immediately with a black joker. You can't use the ability Seek. Each ability has a name, by the way. So Doubter's ability is Seek. Let me write that down. Okay, so that was that song. This one is the song that plays, like, further on, maybe. It's an old song. I've redone it, though. Oh, but I haven't worn headphones while making this song. The bass is pretty heavy. Fleeing, you could leave. It's a bit scary. You gotta do a deal against the DM regardless. You know, so that's pretty good. I'm standing. Oh shit. That's 16. Okay, so that person passes. Then every other player has to pass too. So it gets harder the more players there are to flee. And sometimes you have to flee. I made it so that encounters can just be like out of your wheelhouse. Let me tidy up my pillowcase here. Okay. Fleeing doesn't count as succeeding though, so you can't do a moment of respite. What is a moment of respite? Players can do a single deal hard check to see if it's safe enough to rest. So you have to get a 20 or 21 for this to be successful. Nope. You have to do another encounter. Well, everyone can check. So, but if you fail, then it's not 20 to pass, it's 18. And then it keeps getting lower until you can actually succeed. And then once you succeed, you roll 2d6s and you recover that much. I might add a caveat where if you're in the harder areas, you can roll 3d6. And then over here, I'm gonna type this out right now. I've had some ideas. So there, players will fight Jack. They cannot flee. If the players succeed in defeating Jack, they have one last trial. One last versus deal against the gateway to the lost itself. If they succeed, they will have a positive resolution to their journey. If not, well, that's up to the DM in accordance to the player's story and journey. Each player has one last trial. So after all that, you defeat the final boss. You gotta do a oh my gosh. Yeah, I need to you gotta do one last thingy here. Where you gotta play one last hand of blackjack against the DM. And you could just automatically fail it too. So this is 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? Hold on, I can't math right now. What? Yeah, 15. 17. Okay. Well, that's a tie. Do over. Do it one more time. $18. I'm standing on that. 13. Okay. So, you know, your character goes to the gateway. Let's go back to Desmond. You know, he gets to meet his partner one last time. Gets to tell them something they didn't get to say before, and then they can move on with their lives, right? If I failed, like, I could do it. Oh, that's a natural 21 right there, basically. Okay, that. What am I saying? You know, instead they can go to the door. They'll see their partner, and then their partner will tell them how much they hated their guts and how they never wished they even came here. And then they gotta go home, knowing that they did this arduous journey, you know, for someone that never even liked them. Something like that, you know. I want to write down something. I have an idea. Did I write down what happens if you get a blackjack? If the attacker gets a 21... Oh, wait, I've already decided it. They win the versus deal and deal an additional... Let's do... Again, I don't know how this scales, but let's just do 10. 10 might be satisfying, right? Like, oh yeah, I get... Yeah! Then you do... I'm a physical attacker. 6. 21 damage. Okay, yeah, I'll stick with that. That's a good number. Okay, so that's kind of the plan. That's how it'll work, you know. We'll go through different areas. We'll play blackjack. I'll basically be the one playing for people, I think, if we're doing it like this, where I have the camera like down here. Otherwise, I don't know if there's an easier way to like play with cards. Maybe tabletop sim. Tabletop sim might be the way to do it. Yeah, probably tabletop sim. I just like the setup though. I like having a table and like, okay, she must look. This is your hand. You lose. Kind of deal. Here's enemies, okay? Let me play my battle music now. Oops. I made all these within like 2 or 3 days. I was so excited about this idea. This is against just one of these normal enemies here. This is against an encounter, right? I kind of got like a little vibe from Balatro too. So they don't sound like Balatro, but I kind of made them with the idea that they're kind of supposed to be like a bit backgroundish, but not really, because it's also combat. So depending on what you roll, remember I said you'll roll to see what you fight. Let's assume that's an encounter. Roll again, right? And then this number determines what you fight on this list here. Face hunter. Rolling a 2 should be pretty hard. So if you roll a 2, this is what you need to roll to get them. This is how hard I think they are. We'll think about that. How much health they have. For a drop, you have to roll that number to get it. So if you want that heart hatchet, you better roll a 6. Like I can. Like if I can do it, then anyone can. Every enemy has a unique attack of sorts and an ability. And then a description down here. A horrifying entity that hunts for the faces of anything living, attaching their bloodied prizes to itself to make it cloak. If you lock eyes with it, it's either you or them. The guillotine, 1 card. It might not seem like much, but like, as you can see here, if you do get, unfortunately, a black joker pulled on you, you just die. So, got quite a high chance of or quite a low chance of it happening, but it could happen. It could happen to you. Pursuit. is their ability. During combat, they'll always target whoever has the lowest HP. So normally when you do combat, the DM will just roll, and if you're assigned that number, they're attacking you. So here, there's like, forget that. Whoever has the lowest, you get the damage. So it's kind of like an enemy that tries to confirm kills. Some enemies have the human parentheses around them, which means I'm allowing for kind of role-playing parts here. Say, I don't want to. Hey, can I like kind of tickle them a little? Kind of use sense, and see if I can understand their feelings, stuff like that. But I think this adds like a neat kind of variation to the combat too, because each enemy has like a unique thing that you kind of got to be worried about, or not worried about at the same time, right? This one is a hard one too, because say you're a mage and you want to do damage to this thing. Oh, 2 damage, that stinks. No, you only did 1 damage. So this one might be harder than the other thing. I think what this is supposed to promote is the physical unit, because then at least you still have 9 damage done. And most of the time it's going to be like 3 players. I think maybe I'll run a 3-player campaign. 3 players against just an enemy most of the time. So I think that'll balance it. In fact, I need to... Let's check this out. Go to encounters. I'm going to change some of the numbers here, because these are pretty intensive, right? How about that? I think that's okay. It's like 5 is like a little much. Yeah, I think that works out. Yeah, I've made a lot of enemies. I think this is where I would like some more feedback. Like if you have ideas for like a enemy type that kind of goes with the mechanics I've discussed, let me know. Oh, I didn't play the other battle songs. Well, you gotta let Nana of Wind cook. Going hard in paint right now. It's Harpy. All I'm gonna have to do is do a little bit of that. Yeah. Swooping. Is swooping not a word? I'm gonna go with swooping. Swooping. Because they're a harpy. Swoop. Swooping. Swooping, right? Swooping. 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 uh, this is where I was talking about the weapon variety comes into play. They take more damage from ranged weapons, so 1 more die. So instead of doing 1 dice in 1 card, it's 2 dice, 1 card for damage against the harpy. And then physical people, I can't reach them. So get rid of that. And you do that much instead. What do you all think about the veins on my hands, huh? Does that do anything for you? But most of the time, enemies are kind of health sponges. I put numbers down for HP, but because I haven't I haven't played this yet. I'm making it still. These might be too high. Well, I'll want to do like a test campaign with people. If you're interested, I'm totally down. But you'd have to let me know. Preferably, I'd like to keep it kind of a small group, 3 players. This is the enemy log here. And then here's the bosses. The bosses got some interesting stuff going on, I think. Like the Dream Eater, whenever they do damage, they'll do a lot of damage. For example, I might need to scale up some of the what do you call it, the player health, because it might be a little too low. But so they'll do this much to you. This is 10, right? Yeah, they'll do 10 damage to you, and then they'll heal up 5 of that basically. So how that one works. And then for fighting against this thing, after you succeed in a versus deal, so let's assume this is a success for us, right? Even though they can't stand on this. You also have to roll, and it has to be above a 4, otherwise you only do half the amount of damage that you would do. There's stuff like that. Let me also talk about, because I have other stuff here, Card Caraberos. Cursed Stone. There are super bosses. So, remember, if we go back to the encounter tab here, if you roll a 1, you could fight a super boss. And there are... Gotta fix this. Oops. There we go. These super bosses are really hard. They're kind of meant to... If you encounter them, you can run away. You're probably best running away because you're not going to win early on. But they will always drop... I need to adjust that. I haven't given them their drops yet. They'll always drop a cool item. That really supplements the gameplay and maybe makes Jack kind of easier to fight. I'm trying to make it so that Jack is still the hardest to fight, so it's not like a thing where one encounter was just tougher than the last encounter. I want the last encounter to feel kind of arduous, right? Ace has a cool thing, though. So, I think right now he's the only one who whose damage calculation is multiplicative. It's a hard word to say. So, you took 55 points of damage. Maybe I'll put like a little division thing, so it kind of feels a little nicer. But I wanted this to be like, okay, no, ain't no way, you run away. They also have this unique ability, Fair Fight. If they show up with an enemy, they don't. The enemy goes away. If the party wipes, the encounter ends, you get revived, so you can still play the game after you're losing to Ace, but he keeps everything you've ever owned. And if you want them back, you have to defeat him. You know, tough. King and Queen, I have not really finished them. Jocker, here's the Jocker. This is the one where... So there's going to be another boss that uses 2 cards. This one uses 3 cards. Oop, like that much. So this is a little less than... less than Ace. So yeah, you know, I'm going to adjust that. Let's just do... Let's do that. Then it could be 30 out there. 1 for... I don't want to do 1 for all. This is not my hero here. 1 for... I liked 1 for 11. 1 for... How about just 1 for 1? For 1. And then here's Jack. I gotta go back to the boss music. I'll play Jack's song. I feel pretty good about this song, by the way. I like this one part where I pull out the harpsichord. Okay, so when you're fighting Jack, wait, I gotta make the music a little lower. Okay, when you're fighting Jack, he's the only character that has not phases, but he has an attack rotation. So the first attack, one person takes 10 damage. Second attack, everyone takes 12 damage. Third attack, Slamalid. One person will take this much. And then number 4, he also does that. Ooh, 30. Not 30. Actually, that's more than that. That is 35 damage. And the last one is 5d6, and he heals this much. And then after he does finishing blow, he goes back to testing water, does 3d6, 2d6, you know, and it rotates out. So I think that's a way to kind of make him the most unique encounter, because no one else does that. He has no abilities, it's just attack. And I think when it comes, I like the description I gave, because one of the main ideas behind this is that no one really has good accounts on what's there, or who Jack is, really. So this lets it so then the DM can take liberties, right? So, you know, Jack maybe has this kind of thing going on. Maybe they're not even a, you know, Jack. Stuff like that. And then lastly, here's equipment. This is just things. There's vendors you could buy from, so there's costs to things too. You can have a chance to, you know, buying it. And so yeah, that's Joker's table. I think I explained the general flow of it. I think there's a lot of mechanics I still need to hammer out. Like enemy types is going to be one of the big ones. We just have this cool overlay here. There we go. So I'm gonna just kind of hammer stuff out. Like, I didn't finish making enemy types. There's still some that are just kind of duplicates. Like, This is the part of stream where I just, like, stop talking and just go like this for another hour or so. Let me play the one last song I've made. This is the first song I made for this idea. How about something that what's it called when you have a tank that can take Omni tank? Omni. Okay, we gotta shrink the text down for this one. Oh, wait, you can't even see it. Hold on, I need a... Is there a succinct way to write this out? Hmm. I basically want this to have a rotating weakness and buff. Trying to think. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna write it all out and then shrink it. Okay. Whew. Can't see any of that. I keep forgetting. Let me think, what would have like a rotating defense? Something creepy. Lorbo. Not a human. You know what? Hold on, this could be easier. My thought is, the first player that attacks them, they change their resistance to that. No, then that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay. Let me put in parentheses human, because they could, maybe you could talk to them. I guess? Okay. Fleshy Glorbo. Why is it Glorbo all the time? Fleshy Spike. It's here. Huh? Hello, Bright. I'll see ya. The creature turns their appendage into a facsimile. I always have a hard time spelling this. Fascism, no! There we go. Facsimile. Aha, okay. Explain, I don't get it. I don't know what you mean by that. No, still don't get it. When I think of fighting to the death, I think of like arenas. That's a code of honor, rather than like just that, I think. I mean, you know, Bushido means many different things. I don't know. 40. I went over the whole system, and now I'm just kind of finishing up monsters and stuff that you encounter. This one has a lot. Oh man, there's a lot of writing on this one though. You gotta pick one you like. You're like, oh, I'm more like cats than dogs, and then the moment you have cats, you're like, yeah, this is not fun. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Let's see. We have a weird grouping of enemies here. We have a paper dog. We have a slime. And we have a harpy. I kind of want this last one to be something else, but I was going to write deer Monculi, which sounds kind of scary. That rain. I feel like this is actually a better boss kind of monster.
What up, G?
What up, G?
What? Yeah, she do. You better go talk to her. Too fine.
I don't know if it's good that there's so many. There's like 2 easy encounters. And then everything is either hard or very hard. Or, I don't know. Let's think about this. Fun abilities. RAM. 3d6. Hmm. Charge. How am I wording this? Yeah. There we go. That's simple. Once per turn, you roll one. I would roll 1d6. If it's 2 or less, the damage by the deer homunculi would be doubled. So then, I would double that for 24 damage. I'm just hunted. I kind of want to add more like descriptions on how it looks. There we go. It's hunted as prey. It's almost round in shape, with various pelts hanging from its body. Roams land with antlers that can grow as high as trees. So it's got like, it looks like that one Pokemon with the big brain. Would come on the brain. I don't know what to call it. Okay, well that's all the enemies. There's a good amount of humans, so then I could, I guess that kind of facilitates, what do you call it, conversations. I was thinking it would be kind of cool to expand it to 3d6, and then I could add like another set, but I think I could just leave that to like future iterations of this. I'm gonna try to keep it simple. So I still need to make more bosses. And then I will have done all the encounters. And then I kind of want to figure out... I need to figure out more equipment to give players. So then they could kind of withstand some of these enemies more. And stuff like that. I forget if this song was copyright struck. I'm gonna be... sad if it is. Okay, I need to think of bosses now. Boss enemies. I think I want to make one that's a gambler. They're just like a really solid gambler. You know, yeah, let's make a gambler. Come on. It's gotta be the dude roaming around. Also, it adds to, like, if there's more humans. You know, for the Bouncer fans in the chat. The Gambler. Soundboard? I'm thinking of also adding a soundboard, like my own personal one, so I could like play sounds. Never mind. The Gambler. Yeah, so notice with the ones I added, I haven't updated the drops because I need to think about like item scaling and stuff, like equipment, all that. I need to think of like what players can get without having to kill enemies to get, like that. Let me think. I had an idea for this boss. I already forgot it though. It had to do with oh well, I know that they're gonna attack using the cards, so. Coin. The player gets one G from being attacked by the gambler. Ooh, I got a good idea. Got a good idea for an ability. I need to think of a thing though for the name, but the ability is wait, how did I write it down here? Face Hunter? Okay, so it's kind of like Pursuit, except so they will always fight whoever has the highest amount of gold. Like that. Fortune. How much does the Crown Scoundrel drop? 100G. Let's say this one drops 120. Little to nothing. So a person who has taken the odds and shaped them in their favor. Now, money means little to nothing, and the joy of gambling is now just too routine for them. So they are the gambler. Childish Gamblino. I don't know what would be an easy boss. You know what? How about just slime time? Or, I don't know. There's already an enemy. The card Carabarus is already linked to the card, the Pepitary Puppy. I don't think I need another one that is like an evolution of another one. What do you think about this? Enemy types. Enemy types. Be that one show. The bear. Hmm. I gotta think of an ability as well. Hmm. Skeleton suitor. Sure. They will fight. Okay, okay, I got it. They will do something like this. They'll do an attack like this, right? I'm sorry. If the card is a spade or a club, does ×2. Ride. Right. Okay, now they're the second enemy that does multiplied damage. Hmm. Ah. There we go. Okay, okay. Add the suits into the battle calculation. I'm happy. I thought of it does like boom, you know. Come on, give me a little high five there. A little high five action. Maybe they'll have. I think this might be the easier encounter, so we'll do. We'll mark them as easy, even though I don't think they are. Maybe something like that. Okay. I can't think of what much else to do at this point, so I'm just checking. No, I know Carl's gonna stream. Maybe, even though it's a little early, I'll just send him, and send you guys his way. Because I'm happy that at least I got the idea down, and if people kind of want an idea on how this works, then I'll have this VOD. But I'll also re-explain it when I finally have the campaign ready, you know? So, there's that. Well, thanks for joining me today. I'm just gonna send you guys Carl. He'll probably be on a bit late. I believe that's what I checked his thingy. This has been. I hope this is exciting to some capacity. It's a thing that I haven't done ever for streams, so I was like, yeah, doing a tabletop RPG would be pretty, varied variety. So, once this is done, you might see it in the future, maybe November. I don't know. We'll see. But with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time when this is a little more done. And if you want to see how this is developing, you're always allowed to look at the document that is in the what do you call it? The general chat in my Discord. I will pin it as well right now.